I'm Gregor Thompson, I'm a philosopher and a writer, and I know what the meaning of life is. Welcome to The Struggle. This episode is brought to you by the Struggle for Meaning newsletter. This is a weekly email newsletter that I send out for free every Sunday, a short article concerning the art of embracing struggle. I also send out tips, strategies, recommendations such as movies, music, podcasts and recipes to help along the way. To sign up completely for free, go to gregorthompson.com, the link will be in the show notes, confirm your subscription and make sure you check your spam folder for your welcome newsletter and add me to your contacts to continue to receive it in your inbox for free. And that's it. You're on your way to struggling more and being more productive, healthy and motivated. Now, let's get on with the struggle. This is episode 12 of The Struggle with me, Gregor Thompson. And if you've listened to the first 11 episodes of The Struggle, you may be thinking it's all very well that all of these ancient philosophers and academics want us to embrace struggle, but struggling is hard and depressing, so why would I subject myself to that? Life should be about being happy and content. However, how do you expect to be happy and content if you don't get anything done, if you don't fill your life with accomplishment and pride? You may be happy and content binge watching TV and eating junk for food now, but truly ask yourself, will I be this happy and content when I'm looking back on this life if I didn't achieve anything of value except for getting to the end of Game of Thrones? I hope the answer to that question is no. Embracing productive struggle doesn't have to be depressing. In fact, if carried out correctly, it can be the opposite, life-affirming and inspirational. So first, let's define the word productive. Productive is the performing of a task that moves you towards some end goal. This end goal could be in the near future. For example, making the bed is productive as it directly correlates with the goal of starting your day productively, yearning for a clean and tidy room, and making the end of your day more pleasurable. The end goal could also be further in the future. For example, speaking the words you're listening to now is productive as it directly correlates with meaning and purpose for me, and hopefully for you. The end goal could be decades in the future. For example, exercising and eating healthily now is productive as it directly correlates with the goal of being healthy, fit and capable in old age, as well as prolonging your time without disease and illness for as long as possible. These are all productive uses of our time, so in order to be productive, goals must be established. But what are goals? I don't believe there should be a strict definition for the word goal, as it's an extremely relative term and I think it should be used in any way that allows an individual to accomplish something. So I'll just say that a goal is a change you want to see, broadly as in the world, or narrowly as in yourself as an individual. And for our purposes, that change must be something productive, healthy and positive, as it is possible to want change in the form of making the world worse. So now that I've defined goals, let's discuss how to formulate one. For some people, just the utterance of the word makes their butt cheeks clench. However, they needn't clench. I'm not asking you to think about a dream that you have like fame, fortune or a Lamborghini and just wish it and think about it every day so that it will come true. People that recommend this strategy for achieving goals are charlatans. I'm also not asking you to write down your goals, stick to them no matter what, read them every morning and every night and tell the whole world about them on social media. Unless, of course, this helps. And I realize that for some people, setting goals by writing them down in a very organized manner and rigidly sticking to them is not helpful. I'm included in this camp with some of my goals. I like broader career goals. I like them to be fluid and ever-changing because rigidly sticking to specific goals no matter what closes doors and opportunities that perhaps might not have been considered. If I stuck with the goals I had 10 years ago, I would be unfulfilled now. It's precisely because I allowed change to occur that this podcast exists, for example. However, everyone should have, at the very least, a direction in mind. For example, I want to be a published writer is a loose goal, as it doesn't restrict what the content of the work has to be, the length of the work, or the time frame. It's just a general direction that I am following in order to reach an end goal. I know with this direction how to be productive. I must carry out tasks that correlate to this direction, whether that be writing these words, researching ideas, or reading former philosophers and thinkers who either agree with me or disagree with me to hone my craft and to hone my ideas. However, there are some goals that may fare better if they are rigid and structured. For example, I want to run a 5K in under 24 minutes by October. This has a specified time frame and a specified end result, which gives me a narrow line for pursuing this goal, which means I can align my struggle with the end result, meaning I must be making progress on this goal. I must be running a certain number of days a week and eating specific foods that are healthy and that aid recovery. And lastly, all of your goals must be chosen in accordance with the person you want to be, not who you are now. Think of the person you want to be. What do they look like? What do they do for a living? What do they do in their spare time? Then act in accordance with that person. Are they fit and healthy? Well, then do things that a fit and healthy person would do. Are they an entrepreneur? Well, then do what a successful entrepreneur would do. Do they read in their spare time? Well, then pick up a book. It's that easy. You don't have to have sold 1 million copies of a book to be a writer. You just have to write. You don't have to be a bodybuilder or a marathon runner to be healthy and strong. You just need to either pick up the weights or start running. You don't have to have read 1 million books to be a reader. You just have to read. So for goals, it all comes down to 3 things. 1, the individual. What type of goal motivates you? Do you want loose and broad goals or structured and rigid goals? 2, the goal itself. Will the goal be more likely to be achieved with a broad or a structured path? And 3, what type of person do you want to be? In order for struggle to be productive, it must first have a direction and a destination. Otherwise, the struggle may not be productive and a hindrance rather than a path towards true fulfillment. So consider who you want to be, then be it now. The answer lies in the struggle. So keep on struggling. Just a few more things before you take off. First, thank you for watching. It genuinely means a lot to see people viewing the content. And second, if you are enjoying the content, please subscribe. That's the best way you can support the podcast. Now, I'll see you next week.